Okay, so when you shade your cubes for your cubes project, this is just kind of a basic example of where that comes from. So everything is hit by a light source. It doesn't matter what the light source is. It could be the sun, it could be lights in a room, it could be an intentional light cast onto your form. But what that does is it gives it a sense of realism in 3 dimension and depth. So you have a dark side with the cast shadow. The cast shadow is on the ground. You have a medium side, and notice how it's medium dark here and it gets just a little bit lighter over here as it gets closer to this edge. And then you have the lightest side, uh, in this case, which is the top. You can see it on all these examples: dark, medium, light. This is a great example right here: dark, medium, light, and a cast shadow. So students over the years, some of them have been great at doing the shading plus the cast shadow, and other students have struggled with the cast shadow, and that's fine. Um, Here's an example of a project where the cubes are shaded really nicely, but there's a lack of cast shadowing. So let's not focus on the cast shadowing now. That'll come into when I do a different demonstration. Um, but the lighting is really nice. So you have the lighting coming from the back, and obviously this is going to be the lightest. You have a dark and a medium. Light, dark, medium top. And you can just kind of take a look at the rest and study this and decide for yourself which is the lightest, darkest, and medium. All right, so that's just an example. So I'm going to close this out and refer to this. I just made this morning. I was having a lack of creativity and I wanted to fill up at least one cube for this demonstration. I'm like, okay, vacations. This is the jungle on the right. On the left is, your tropical beach vacation. And on top, this is like a town or city in Mexico. Okay, so what I'm going to do is decide where my light is coming from. And when I say light, please don't get confused with the sun. I don't mean the sun, I mean anything. I could turn on the light in this room, put a cube on the table. And by the way, I actually do have cubes, cones, and spheres. They're back there in the back left front, no, front left of the room. I could turn on the light and you would be able to study it and you would be able to see that there's a medium, a dark, and a light. So remember to title your groups. That's the easiest way to find your cubes. This one is called Vacations. Again, I just made this up. And I'm going to open it up. Remember to put your photographs in the correct group. Don't just randomly place your photographs in your project. You are going to have a very hard time finding your layers if you do that. I'm going to start with the lightest side. No, but I have to decide where the light is coming from. I think the light is coming from the top right, or just somewhere over here on the right side of the project. You would think I would choose the left side because this is already dark, but I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself. So I'm going to do the right side. So I'm going to go to this layer. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the black layer. You could actually delete it if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hide it. I'm actually going to lock it. I'm going to put a little padlock on it and hide it. And now I'm going to go up to this layer and I'm going to do something, man. This is a little bit weird. I haven't taught you this yet. I'm teaching it to you right now. You're going to select this whole thing, not with the polygonal lasso tool or pen tool. You're going to do this like command click. Let's see if this works. Yes, it does beautifully. All right, so you're going to take your cursor, which is this little hand, your mouse, and you're going to put it in this thumbnail box. Not out here. This isn't the thumbnail. It's right here, the transparent box. That's what the layer thumbnail is. And I'm going to, with my free hand, I'm going to hold down on the window flag right now, and then I'm going to click. Boom. Look at that. It just perfectly selected this side. So now when I use my paintbrush to paint in the light, it's not going to go outside of this selected area. What I am going to do, watch this, follow my cursor, is I'm going to make a blank layer on top of this. The blank layer icon is right beside the trash. It's a plus. Just click it. And I'm going to title it Lightest. You don't have to title yours Lightest. It could be light. It can be whatever you want, as long as you know what it is. Lightest. Okay, I did spell that correctly. Now I'm going to hit the letter B for brush. And I'm actually going to paint light on here. So now I'm on the paintbrush. It's the top tool here. And I'm going to go to this little color picker. Click. What color should I choose for the lightest? You don't want to do that. It's like super yellow. You want to go like maybe somewhere over here. Yep, I'm going to go right there. You don't have to choose that color. I'm going to press OK. In fact, you don't have to paint like I am. You could, since you're photo students and you know these adjustment layers that we've been working on, you could use these to see if you could try to make it lighter, like levels. Let's see what happens when I play around with the levels. Dark, light. Oh my gosh, that worked really well. Holy cow. You guys know how to use levels, right? Just go down here. You practice doing it on your photographs. Go up to levels. And by the way, use the other ones. There's other ones too. Brightness, contrast, curves, exposure. I'm going to choose levels. And this is just, wow, look at all this junk that came up when I did that. Where are my levels? Right here. Okay. I'm just going to move this. Why is it doing this to all my cubes? I don't like that. What's going on? Do you see that? It's doing it to all my cubes. Something happened. What happened? Did I lose the layer? All right, hang on a second. Oh, I did 2 levels. Oh, you know what? It's because I did it on this blank layer. Go down to your picture layer. Boom. Levels. Now it should only work on the picture. What? It's doing my whole project again. All right. There's another way of doing this. Go up to here. Image. Adjustments. Levels. And now it's only going to do it to that layer. Yep, there it is. All right, I'm just going to lighten it up a bit with the levels. Press OK. Now I'm going to go back and show you this brush that I want to show you. All right, B. I already have my color picked. And guess what? That's way too strong. Way too strong. You can't paint with that. It's the wrong brush, too. Go up to the top left, follow my cursor, and choose a soft, round pressure. No, choose the first one. Just soft, round. Make your brush bigger with your right bracket key. Left bracket key, right bracket key. And take the opacity of the brush down to like from 100 all the way down to like 9 or like 7. That'll give you control. Now watch this. Click, click. Oh man, I'm butchering this demonstration. Did you guys see what I just did? Did anybody notice the mistake that I'm making right now? Say that again. Well, it's possible it might be getting too light. I'm not going to do much more, but the real issue is I'm destroying my layer. I'm doing it right on the layer. I'm supposed to do it on the layer that says lightest. It's blank. That's why I made a blank layer. So I'll correct that and do it on the blank layer. I'm really going to hit this pretty hard. And now I'm going to deselect it, Command D. Now, there it is right there, on, off, on, off. You can actually go up to those blending modes. You guys use this in the 20 layers assignment. If you did the 20 layers assignment. Blending modes, and you can see how blending affects your lighting. Some of them are darker, some of them, that's just too yellow and weird looking. This one's color overlay, that's kind of nice. I like that. So check out your blending. I'm going to keep mine on normal because I like what I did. I'm now finished with the lightest side. Now I'm going to do the fun one. No, I'm going to do the top. And I'll tell you why. All right, remember, Command click. So put your cursor in this transparent box, which is called the layer thumbnail. Hold down the window flag and simply click. Now it's selected. And I'm going to zoom in one. And I'm not going to do any levels adjustment. I'm just going to simply add a new layer. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to call this lightest too, because really it gets a lot of light, just like this side. But you're going to see me fade out on the light over here on the left. I'm going to do it mostly right here. You could call it medium. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to call it medium. Medium light. Brush, I'm going to keep the color and watch this. I'm going to hide the black. Wait a second. Oh, no wonder the picture's up here. There we go. Man, here we go. I am probably going to use blending modes on this one because it's really covering up the picture of the city too much. Here, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave that right there. Because if the light's coming over here, it may not get all the way over there. Command D, I'm going to use blending modes to sort of mix that paint down with. Don't worry, this demonstration is almost over. You only have 3 sides to do. Nope. 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 Hopefully I can get something out of here. I didn't really get anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opacity down right here. The opacity of the layer. There. There, I just painted too much. So I took the opacity down. Now let's do the dark side. Darkest side is the left side. Go down here. Go up to your picture layer. Window click to make that selection. Make a blank layer with the plus icon. Title it darkest. And paint on that layer. What color do we paint shadow side with? Anybody? What color should I pick? Yeah, I know. Since I'm not getting an answer, I'm going to take that as most people would say black. If you were thinking black, don't use it. Black is never used for a shadow because black is actually the absence of color. So you want to use a dark blue, and let's find that. So go to your color picker. Anything over on, well, first I'll go to the blues and the blue violets, something like that. Anything towards the left side is adding black. So stay away from the left side for shadows. Stick to the far right. So I'm going to go down. Probably it looks black. Right about there. Perfect. It looks like it's black, but it's actually super dark blue, which is perfect. All right, I'm on the right layer. Time to paint. This one's going to get a lot. Effect. Yeah, this one's just going to get a lot. You probably could do this with levels too, but I think it's fun to paint. Digital painting. Remember, the opacity is down here at 9%. And remember that we are using a soft round brush. It's the very first brush. If you use a hard brush, it won't blend nice. It'll just be, well, you'll see. It'll just be awful. It'll look awful. All right, clearly that's going to be the darkest side. And then the cast shadow will go from here to the left. This is a shaded cube. It might be a little bit overshaded. I might take the opacity down a little bit. But you definitely have, yeah, in fact, I did. It looks better. With the opacity down, you have lightest, medium, and dark. Okay, that's the end of the demonstration.